In this video, I'll talk about digital forensics and data at rest. Data at rest is data that is stored on some kind of storage media. Often when we conduct forensic analysis and evidence gathering, we must use specifically approved tools. For example, we might have to use EnCase or the Forensic Toolkit Imager tool. What we must do when we gather data at rest for evidence is encrypt forensic images for safekeeping. We must also follow the chain of custody to ensure that all activity related to gathered evidence, where it's stored, how it's stored, who had access to it, this all must be logged diligently. Otherwise, the data might be deemed inadmissible in a court of law. Forensic images can then be mounted for analysis purposes. Now, the options and visibility of the data when that forensic image is mounted really depends on the tool that's being used to mount the forensic image. A forensic clone is a duplicate of a disk, whereas a forensic image is a file that contains a duplicate of the data from a source disk. Now, forensic images are much more common than forensic clones. The EnCase file format, for example, is very common, where it uses an EO1 evidence file image format. Forensic disk images can be taken of the traditional hard disk drives, or HDDs, which are the traditional magnetic hard disks with spinning platters, or the newer SSDs or solid-state drives. Forensic disk images are a bit-level copy of a disk partition that reflects the file system at a specific point in time. It also includes slack and unallocated space on the disk, which can be useful to see deleted file remnants. Timestamps are crucial in terms that they be trusted from a trusted time source. File hashes are also important that they are taken of acquired data before we actually analyze the data and potentially make changes, despite the fact that we might be using hardware or software write blockers. With digital forensics and data at rest analysis, live imaging means that the system is not powered down when we are acquiring disk images. Now, this is crucial if disk encryption is in use on a suspect's machine and we don't have the decryption key. Many disk encryption solutions protect data at rest when the system is powered down or if someone physically steals the disk. But when the operating system is up and running, often the disk volume contents are decrypted and are therefore usable as usual. Dead imaging refers to the acquisition or analysis of disk data when the system is powered down. So often the disk is removed and disconnected from that station and instead connected to a forensic station. Now, hardware and software write blockers can prevent data alterations when we make a copy of that data. In this video, we discussed digital forensics and data at rest.